Right then, so first thing at setup, again, probably going to refer back to the tension in your grip pressure again and again, because that's something that people tend to struggle with a little bit. But mainly, really, for me, your arms on the club there, a bit more in that kind of capital Y position, okay?
Yeah.
And ideally speaking, we want to get a little bit more kind of lowercase, moving a bit more there. Now, this position, do move it forward a little bit there. So that there's actually okay. It's nearer your left thigh than your right thigh, okay? We look at those two positions there now. He's definitely nearer your right knee. That's certainly near your front knee, okay? That's a better position there, okay? The problem in your swing was, okay, a little bit limited in your rotation, partly because your weight was sort of popping back on that right side. As you went back here now, bit of a sway, not really turn, and you sort of collapse your arms to complete the back. Okay, so you're this sort of folding up with the arms, gets you quite tucked up, tight the bicep, your thumb's already gripping tight anyway. Now this is all locked and tight, and then the club then comes down with a big sort of heave-ho, outside the line, pulling, shanking and slicing, okay? What you've got to think now in terms of a practice swing is how big a turn can you make, okay? So this is the thinking sort of motion, okay? Get that back to target there. There you go. So that's turning your back towards target. Now when you do that, you've got to make sure you keep the angle in your spine. It's easier to level off because it's an easy way of turning, obviously. You want to try and make sure that sort of aeroplane mode where you're sort of here now, you're pointing your arms down to the ground. We don't want to sort of level off that way, come around the corner, but making that big exaggerated turn there in your practice swing, so you can do that sort of 2 or 3 times, sort of swing back there, feel that kind of stretch and curl here, get that club back as far as we can, and then you've got much more space for your arms now. There's no tucking up there at all. You can finish that swing nicely there, okay? Then when we get to the golf ball, arms are nicely forward there, good. And now we're not thinking, I would just hit the golf ball, but look at the difference in that backswing there. It's probably in between where you were with your practice swing, and certainly on there, the glove's gone behind your head, so you made a better rotation. Okay, we can come back to another one, sorry. We can come back to golf ball now without thinking about it, and your arms have got a bit more kind of freedom to swing through. Now, obviously, because you're rotating more on a different angle, your balance on a couple of times a bit like, where am I kind of thing. And some of the ones you did that, you were like, and that's when you get the thinny ones. Yeah. So if you find you're kind of like struggling to reach the ground, rather than rotating on this angle, you rotate on that angle.
Yeah.
That's all. But that's just you trying to make a bigger turn and shortcutting it a little bit, I guess. But in terms of your practice, when you're hitting balls on the range or you're on the golf course before you play a shot, make that kind of exaggerated movement there where you think, okay, how far back can I get? Make as big a turn, almost go too far. So if you go sort of like, I don't know, 110 degrees or so, then when you come to play the shot, 25% less than your full will be the 90 degrees, rather than 25% less than that would be 70, yeah? Whatever it may be, okay? So it's exaggerating the fault the other side, and then when you come to the golf ball, you fall back to somewhere in the middle, but not thinking about it too much.
Okay.
I mean, from the top of that back, and then you got a third of a second. What can you really think of? There's not much time to react, and if you've got to try and make adjustments there now, and you're gripping it tight anyway, it's going to be very tough, okay? We want the freedom of your arms from here. They can just fall down here nice and freely, give you a lot more space for your arms to swish through here. So the arms are sort of, again, there's no tucking up your arms there at all. Your arms are staying both the same width either side of your body, yeah? That's it. And through to a decentish follow through up on that left side. Okay, mate? So yeah, better turn there. Exaggerate it more in practice, okay? Get that real kind of thing you're turning. Obviously practice it on the angle there, going down to the ground, that kind of thing. And then, yeah, make that big coil and turn. Get a better back swing. Okay, mate? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Good stuff, right.